Prevails Blank Canvas Liquid Foundation and the Highlighting and Contouring Stick. Both of these products can be found in your local Walgreens. The shade that I'm going to be testing is level 6 and it's called Golden Tan. And in the Highlighting and Contouring Stick, I have the shade Dark, which is number 3. What I'm looking for in this product, I actually want to apply the product and I basically want it to meet its claims. I want to give a really nice coverage as well as an all-day foundation wearability. So without further ado, let's get into my first impression and application portion of the video. When I first took a look at this foundation, I actually fell in love with the bottle. It's a glass bottle, as a lot of the foundations are coming now. It has a cute little top and a pump, which I think is a plus for a drugstore product. It also has this beautiful, what looks like a butterfly or possibly even a canvas. This is what the packaging looks like. I think it'd be great for putting on top of your makeup case. Another thing that I found very intriguing when I was purchasing the product, this product actually has a testing display right in my local Walgreens store, which I think is great for drugstore products to now have testing units because you can kind of get a little bit closer to the color range that you're looking for. So I have already pumped the product on the back of my hand, and what I first gathered from it, it's very sheer. So I'm actually going to stipple this in with a foundation brush, and you can see that it almost shears out to nothing. Another pump or 2 on the top of my foundation brush and just start to stipple this in just a little bit. I'm not using a beauty blender with this product because it is so sheer. It's so fine that I think the beauty blender will probably absorb it. So I really want to give the product enough time to grow on my skin and start to just really buff it in. That's the final application of the foundation itself. It's very dewy. It's a very high shine foundation, and I think the name is perfect for this foundation. It's called Blank Canvas. It is not a coverage makeup by any means. It is probably sheerer than using my Makeup Forever HD foundation. This is probably one of the most sheerest foundations I've actually purchased in quite a while. It doesn't feel sticky. It is staying a little damp. I can feel that it's still a little damp, which I think might actually work to my advantage because now I want to move into adding the highlighting and contour stick. Let's move into the highlight part. I'm actually going to apply this just in my normal concealing area that I would normally apply product. And it is very sheer just by what I can feel by rolling it on. Just gonna go ahead and mop my face up, so to speak. So far, I can tell that the product is very easy to blend. Just going to kind of blend out a little bit with my brush so there are no lines of demarcation here. This is what the highlighting stick and the foundation looks like together. Now I'm going to move into the contour. I must say this is pretty impressive for a drugstore. Usually you see these sticks here, they're a little bit more of a high-end type version. And I'll come back with my finalized commentary. What I'm looking for in the makeup, I actually want the makeup to stay as closely resembling my final application all day long. It's right now, right at 11 o'clock, and I'm actually going to test the makeup all day long. I need it to stay. I don't want to have to, you know, repowder the makeup. I actually don't want the makeup to start separating, and mainly I definitely don't want any breakout. Here you have the finalized look. What I will say is I want it to ramp up the glow in the skin. The makeup stayed very, very dewy, so what I want it to do is try to control the dewiness just a little bit to make sure that the makeup has time to really bond to the skin. My Wet n Wild Solar Power palette, and I just kind of really re-emphasized the contour with a little bit more of a bronzing highlight, which created this amazing glow. I am in love with how this came out, so we're going to test it. We're going to see if it's actually worth our investment, and I will come back tonight with my finalized commentary. Stay tuned, guys. Hey guys, and I'm back. It is now approaching 9 o'clock, and this is how the color Prevails makeup or foundation and contouring stick prevailed. I look really, really, really shiny. So I will say this is a little bit more dewier than I would tend to walk around with on a day-to-day basis. I wanted to, oh my God, I wanted to repowder my face, but I really think it's just the combination of how the makeup is supposed to fare. So this is the most glow that I've really, really worn in quite a while. And I did this for you guys. I hung in there. I did not touch this makeup at all. I hung in there. I will say this is probably not the best makeup for definitely an oily skin person. I really think you're going to have problems out of this makeup. It is really going to break pretty early. I have dry skin, normally normal to dry skin, and this is how glowy it is on me, and I really know how to control the more so the oil production in my skin, and the makeup is just really, really dewy. Now, what I will say, for my taste, it's definitely not a makeup that I would actually put in my case. No, absolutely not. It's just too much glow for me. However, for those of you that like things that are glowy, let me tell you, the great thing that I think could be done with this makeup, if I were to keep it, I think it would make a beautiful skin brightening effect. I think for my makeup kit, if I were to keep it, it would be a product that I would actually push across my client's skin. So if they were doing bridal portraits, or if we were doing any swimsuit type things, it really reminds me of maybe like the MAC body products. They kind of give you just enough sheen. I also think if you're coming from maybe a fall to or winter makeup and it's a little too light, if you were to buy a product like this and actually add just a little bit more glow, it would transition you into more of a spring summer makeup, because then you have the balance of both. You have a little bit more of a heavier makeup possibly, and now you're adding something sheer, and you could probably create something really, really pretty. Also, another great way I think you could probably use this makeup, if you're wanting a really pretty glow, use a mattifying foundation, something like the Infallible foundation, and then you kind of go in with this makeup on top and just kind of spot check it, like on the cheek area, maybe on the chin, maybe on the forehead, and maybe around the brow area, and I think it would make a very stabilized glowing look. But just as a standalone product, it's probably not going to be one of my favorite products. I can see me taking this back to Walgreens, girls. Sorry. So that is basically my finalized commentary on this makeup. I do like the color Prevails, but as for me, it's definitely not worth my investment. But for those of you that like more of a dewier foundation, oh, one other person I think this would be great on. I do often have a lot of clients that are younger that are trying to transition into makeup. This would be a phenomenal makeup for a teenage girl. I think this would be a beautiful, beautiful makeup on them, because most times my clients say, oh, Miss Kiani, I want something natural. This is going to be natural. It's going to give them more of a skin luminizing effect. I do have a lot of girls that they haven't quite gotten into the skincare routine yet. The skin is kind of dry. It needs a little bit more nurturing. This would be a phenomenal, phenomenal makeup. So if you're a mom, if you're a grandmom, if you're a sister and you're watching my videos and you think that you have a relative that needs this type of product, recommend it. I think it might be a great buy. The product was only $15 and the contouring stick I believe was $14. So 2 in 1, whereas they might not need the contouring and highlighting stick, they might just need the foundation. So there again, that's my finalized commentary on the makeup. For me, This is definitely not worth my investment, but I'm just giving you some people who might actually find it worth theirs. That's all we have for now, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to follow me on Instagram at love_Kiani. You'll see who I'm applying these tips and techniques to. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, click the link in the downboard so you'll receive more videos from me, Makeup by Kiani. Thanks for watching. Hugs and kisses. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.